Hello and a warm welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us here on Sports Tiger. Well, what a game this was. Benjamin Stokes, 99, and of course, that century from Jonny Bairstow. At the mid innings, it looked like it will be one-way traffic in favour of India, but the way England played, it was just phenomenal to watch. To know the insights of the game, I've of course been joined in with the former spinner, and it's none other than Monty Panesar. Monty, how happy you are on a scale of 1 to 10?
Yeah, look, I think I'm very happy at the moment. I'll probably say 9 out of 10 just to see England have a complete performance. You know, they're a type of team where they just, 50 overs, they will just keep going. They want to score above the asking rate. And there's days where they'll lose a lot of wickets. Like, the last one day, obviously they were dominant position and they lost wickets. This one, they kind of shown, this is a fantastic performance from England. India obviously gotta sort of assess how they progress their innings.
Well, absolutely, Monty. But 336, how can you chase that score in 44 overs?
Well, it's because T20 cricket, we've got two white balls. People, sometimes if you're in that mode and you think, right, I'm only going to bat for 10 overs and it's going to be like a T20 game. And that's what the likes of Ben Stokes and Jonny Bairstow said. They felt good. They were out in the middle. They just thought, let's just keep going with it. When the momentum's with us, we just keep hitting sixes and fours. And I think this is where India I think India lost the game, because in the middle overs against the spinners, against England spinners, where they just they were setting up the game for the last 10 overs. But I think against England, this sort of team, India can score 375, 350 plus. They just gotta keep going early with that, and I just thought that they were a bit caution, they're a little bit cautious. They could have started in 15 overs rather than the last 40th, and 350, 375 could have been a different ball game.
Monty, from this game, I really want to talk about five points. And I would definitely start with Virat Kohli scoring 66 of 79 deliveries. Well, at one moment, we can say that Virat Kohli is scoring those half centuries. But where is that conversion rate gone? Because whenever we talk about Virat Kohli, we talk about those hundreds, we talk about those daddy hundreds, we talk about those comparisons with Ricky Ponting and of course Sachin Tendulkar. But that's not happening at the moment. From 2019, we might say that in 2020 there was COVID and he did not play those many games. But I really want to know from an international star like you that what is going wrong for Virat Kohli.
Yeah, look, I think over the last sort of few months, he's kind of really played more of a conservative knock, and hasn't really let himself go yet. And I think is it to do with the confidence in his batting lineup? Does he feel that he needs to actually play more of the anchor innings and let people around him just go heavy? And then if that's the case, then he really needs to. He can't go out. He can't get out at critical moments where that was they did the hard yards. They were knocking it around. Then Virat Kohli's got to be that guy where everyone baps around. If that's the role, it is, and he's got to work out what is my role in this team, because before he would actually be the finisher, he averages 63, right, at number 3, he scored over 10,000 runs at that position. Only Ricky Ponting has got more. So, he's done really, really well in this position. But I think he's just more not playing within himself. And, he's got to say, for the team, if I get to 50, I've got to now that's it. I'm the guy who's going to hit the boundaries now, And I think they've got to just work that out within the team, right? When do I go? Like Ben Stokes today, he chanced his arm and he thought, right, I'm going today because I'm hitting the ball out of the ground. The momentum's with me today. I'm playing well, and he went with it. Even at 99, he didn't think about his 100. And I think that's, again, Virat Kohli needs to sort of work out and think, okay, if it's early in his innings and he's batting well, go with it. Just go with the momentum and start hitting boundaries.
Monty, I actually totally agree to you because I am also a big Virat Kohli fan. I really like when he plays, and he is playing well because 66 of 79 deliveries, 3 boundaries, and a six. And I think anybody would give it to Virat Kohli, but when it's named Virat Kohli, we expect more. We expect more that he will score that century. Monty will talk about the second point, and that is, of course, we missed the likes of Owen Morgan. There was no Sam Billings as well. They made a lot of changes, and it actually looked like that India is playing against England A, because it wasn't the best of squad. It wasn't the perfect squad with which England would have wanted to step on the field, but because of the injury woes, they did. But it did not make any changes to their mindset. Now, since you have played so many games for England, I really want to understand from where does that mindset actually comes, because Joss Butler hasn't captained in so many games.
Yeah, it's I think it comes down to the trust of the players. It's also I think there's a lot of ownership on Virat Kohli, you know, the captain, the person. And I think some of the players got to take a bit more ownership. Like Kuldeep, you know, Yadav needs to know his own game plans. He needs to be clear about, right, you know, how am I going to bowl on these pitches, and you know, how am I going to change the angles, what I'm going to do. And I think that's why Joss Butler, it makes it easier for him when he captains, because the players in the England team, I think they just they've given a bit more of an ownership to think, right, you know, guys, you know, he's already going to be, you know, fireworks as it is during a one-day match. You guys got to know what you want as well. So it makes it easier for all of us. And you can see there were so many discussions going on, you know, with Kuldeep and other players, you know, they kind of like run out of plans, really. They just didn't have any answer at one point. What is going on? We don't really know. And you know, that could be, again, other teams will be watching this and thinking India are vulnerable when, you know, when the team just makes their mind up and say, right, guys, this is the time to go hard. Let's go now. And India don't have the answer for that. And in 2023, if they just a bit more conservative approach, they say, right, in the last 10 overs we're going to go hard. I think they have to go hard in the last 15. You know, they've got the potential to get to 350, 375. That's what they should look to do.
But Monty, if I actually see the scorecard, Rohit Sharma scored 25 or 25 deliveries. Then Shikhar Dhawan might have consumed a lot many deliveries, 4 of 17 deliveries. But other than that, it was either ball by ball or probably, if I see the innings of Rishabh Pant, 77 of 40 deliveries, Hardik Pandya, 35 of 16 deliveries, Krunal Pandya, 12 of 9. I think India did their bit, but honestly saying, from my point of view, from a journalist point of view, I believe England was way better on the given day, because 99 of 52 deliveries, 4 boundaries and 10 sixes. That's an innings to remember, Monty. And I think rather than 370, I think 337 was actually looking like England's best.
Yeah. Look, I honestly think that there's going to be now, if world teams are watching this right now, they should be thinking to take India down is actually, we need that one X factor player. Every team should look to start working towards that, because they know in the last 5-10 overs, they can actually, you know, at any time in the one-day games, they think, right, this is our time to go hard. Who's our X factor player, like the Ben Stokes in our team? That's what other teams should be doing around. You know, they should be start preparing their X factor player when the momentum's with us. When it comes in India, we need that player to just go hard and hit boundaries. That's the way to beat India. And this is exactly what England have shown, how to beat India, where other teams will be watching and thinking, during the World Cup, we need our Ben Stokes in our team. When we play against India, against other teams, that if the momentum is with us and we're hitting boundaries, right, we need to do that, because India don't have an answer to that.
Only the big question, who is that Ben Stokes for India? Who can be that Ben Stokes for India?
Well, look, Hardik Pandya, obviously, you know, they've got Rishabh Pant, Hardik Pandya, you know, I think the lower order, you know, they obviously are much stronger at hitting boundaries when they come off cold. It's just the top order, which obviously took up a bit more balls. I think the real question is actually Virat Kohli's position. That, you know, how is he going to look to bat in 50 over cricket now? Is he gonna, just build the innings and then people around him go hard, or does he, if he feels good, maybe at scoring maybe 20 runs or 50 runs, whatever it is, and he feels great, he goes, right, I'm just gonna go and hit boundaries as well now, because he's got the ability to do that. And then that's how I think India should do. India should be thinking, right, am I in nick? Do I feel good? Right, out of the one or the two, who feels better right today? Right, you go and hit the boundaries. I'll play the singles. You can't have two people hitting boundaries. And then once the guy gets out, then you anchor the innings. Out of them two, who feels good? You go. And I think India didn't do that. India's game plan was, let's bat until 40 overs, wickets in hand, and then we'll catch up. But it just wasn't enough.
Monty, my next question to you, and that is a very, very important question, seeing as how this game actually progressed. Now, if I see in the T20Is, Hardik Pandya was using that new ball from one end. However, in the chase of 337, India did not use Hardik Pandya for even a single over. Now, what was the reason behind it? What was going in Virat Kohli's mind? Because Hardik Pandya seems to be bowling well.
Yeah, he is bowling well, but I think India's answer really, they thought the spinners would be one of the key objectives, where, that is always India's strength has been spin, but now, there's no Ravindra Jadeja. I think like Ashwin, he's a brilliant test bowler. Like, they should consider him, to maybe even, start selection for the shorter forms of the game. Like, Kuldeep Yadav, either needs to, it's just his line of length wasn't there, his confidence wasn't there. You can see he was really unsure when batsmen go after him. Batsmen are going to go after him. He's a leg spinner. He bowls leg spin, he bowls googles. He's going to get it wrong, and he needs to know when he gets hits for boundaries, how do I stop that? What do I do to not get hit for boundaries? And the other option is that, do India bring back Ashwin into the 50 over game? Ravindra Jadeja, once he gets fully fit, obviously he will be the natural spinner, but they are missing another spinner. And I think that's where India, if their spinners go, then India obviously do struggle in a one-day match.
Well, absolutely, Monty. My second last question to you, and that is exactly what you said moments before. I really want to understand that in a little detail from you. Kuldeep Yadav, 10 overs, 84 runs, no maidens, no wickets. Now, I know a lot of media would be covering him from an angle that it might be Kuldeep Yadav's last game in international circuit, or probably it will take a lot of time for Kuldeep Yadav to come back. But what I want to understand from you as an international cricketer is, when there are so many lights on you, when everybody feels that, okay, you are not that good, your ball is not spinning that much, you are probably not that one who should be in that playing 11, how do you perform? Because I see that even Virat Kohli lost his cool when Kuldeep Yadav tried to just snap that into the bails, but he wasn't able to do that. And then that confidence level goes from hair to hair. How does an international star survive that?
Well, I think he's not like he's had a bad day in the office fielding. At times when the ball was at him, he'll misfield it. So you could tell, it wasn't a great day for him. I think my question to him would be, look, you bowl your leg spin, you bowl your googles, you're gonna get hit for boundary because you entice the batsman in the air, give it the air. But when you get hit for boundaries, what is your next ball to get the batsman off strike? Or do you, what other balls do you have in your makeup then to stop yourself hitting for boundaries? You can't just keep tossing the ball up and expect, oh yeah, one will bite or Google and I'll get him out. It just, guys play you on length. If he gets his length wrong, he's going out of the ground. Doesn't matter if you're bowling a leg spinner or a Google. And he bowled too many balls in the slot. Yeah. And then he bowled short. So he should be thinking, if I get hit for a boundary, right, what do I do next? What's my game plan next? And I think that's, he just didn't really rely on that. I think he relied more on just his ability as a spinner, which I think his lengths were too full, and he would just keep getting hit out of the park.
Well, absolutely. I think Kuldeep Yadav needs to answer those questions. If he wants to survive in the international cricket, if he wants to survive in the Indian Premier League as well. Monty, my final question to you, of course. Benjamin Stokes scored 99 of 52 runs, 52 balls, of course, 4 boundaries and 10 massive sixes. When he got out, he just looked up at the sky and he was just saying, "Sorry, Dad." Well, I think that was a very emotional moment for him. What do you think? What was going around his head, and why did he say sorry, Dad?
Well, that's what it is, you know. When you're a sportsman and you have someone, you know, so close to you, you know, not here with you, that a lot of sportsmen do that when they're performing at their best. They think about, you know, their loved ones while they're playing, and you know, I'm sure every six he was hitting, he was probably thinking, "That's for you. That's one for you, Dad. That's another one for you, Dad." You know, and he wanted to probably get that 100 for his father, you know, who's unfortunately not here, you know, with us anymore. So it's these are the sort of extraordinary performances, you know, a sportsman can produce when, you know, you think of someone, you know, a loved one, you know, who's so close to you, and that is what I think what was so special for me is to see someone like Ben Stokes playing the innings in the memory for his father, and look at the innings he produced. It was probably one of the best innings he ever played.
Well, absolutely. I totally agree to you. What an innings this has been from Benjamin Stokes. What a game this has been for England. 337 for loss of just 4 wickets, and they chased down a mammoth target of 336 runs in just 43.3 overs. England has won the game by 6 wickets, and we have everything to look out for as we move into the final game of this long series. Test matches are done, T20Is are done. Final game of the ODI series will be played on 28th of March, of course, and we will be joining our expert, of course, Monty Panesar there. Let's see whether it will be 2-1 in favor of England or 2-1 in favor of India. But I think that there will be smile on both of our faces. Thank you so much, Monty, for being so kind. Thank you so much, Monty channel as well, for being with us as the media partner. We'll be joining you guys very, very soon. Thank you, and have a good night.
Thank you, mate.